So we're moving up the brainstem, and so we talked about the medulla oblongata, and now we're going to talk about the pons. So the pons kind of look like this. And we got our pons. And the pons, when you look at them, you look at them in real life, look at them on a model, you'll see lots and lots and lots of lines, right, or striations. These are actually the tracks that are coming from the white matter. And we have a few different tracks that I want to make sure that we are familiar on. So we have kind of hidden, we have descending tracks. These descending tracks are going to be primarily communicating motors commands that will later go all the way down through the spinal cord, and they're coming up through higher order regions like the cerebellum and the cerebrum. We also have ascending tracks. These ascending tracks are going to be sending sensory information. And those are going to be going primarily from the brainstem. So these are not sensory things that are just from the pons. It's coming up through what's lower in the brainstem, what's in the gray matter of the pons, and we'll talk about the gray matter in a little bit, but it's going to be communicating that up primarily to the thalamus. So anytime we're talking to the brain, we almost always go to the thalamus first. There are some exceptions to the rule, but in this case, it's going to the thalamus, okay? And then where you see all those transverse fibers, right, all of these ones that really kind of are the hallmark of the pons, these are going to be the transverse fibers, and they are talking to the cerebellum. So they are all associated with that motor coordination of making sure all the right signals are together. Now, with the pons, we have buried deep inside all of these a few different gray matters. And these gray matter are going to include, so I'll just make a list of them because they're kind of hidden. Right, we have the apneustic and pneumotaxic centers. These are going to play a large role in respiratory rate, respiratory regulation. So they're not going to be the ones that decide if you breathe or not. That's going to be down in the medulla, but it's going to determine a lot about the speed, the rate, the depth of that breath. It also, we're going to see the reticular formation. So it's still going to be regulating how we stay conscious, right? How we wake up, how we are moving. As we are moving our bodies, which is a lot of what the pons is communicating, right? Because it's communicating so much to the cerebellum, we need to change a lot of things about what keeps our body upright, conscious, and moving. There are also, we're going to talk about the cranial nerves in another video, but the cranial nerves that we see most associated with the pons are 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and I'll say the 8 is only partially. The 8 is more associated with like your proprioception, and then these 3, 5, 6, and 7 are more closely related to it. But I hope this kind of helps you orient what's in the pons versus what's in the brainstem versus what's in the midbrain, which is coming up next.